All right, y'all. Y'all ready? I am Raymond, and I like to do a daily series of whatever pops into my mind. I like to talk about it, and my goal is to give you high value content that can help you out and help you grow. This is my way of giving back, but I do have a favor to ask. I need you to like, subscribe, and comment on these videos. I need you guys to help me get into the YouTube algorithm so everybody can get this. So, if you do that, and also if you tell people and say, man, this dude is putting money in my pocket, I would appreciate it. I want to talk about pensions. And before I get into them, I wanted to show you guys something. So I Googled average retirement savings by age for African Americans. And this is what I got. And this ain't looking good. It says black households aged 25 to 64 have less than $10,000 in retirement savings. That means that we can get the job, but when we get the job, we are not thinking about I will be in my 40s, I will be in my 50s and 60s, and how is that going to look? We are getting the money and we're spending it. And I'm not saying we throwing it in the air, and acting stupid with it. I'm saying that as black people, we got a lot of things we got to deal with. So we're helping family members. We're paying bills. We might not have the job that pays a lot of money. It's just a lot of things that go into it, and that affects us only having about $10,000 in retirement. But there is a solution, and I love to bring solutions. Because who wants to watch a video or listen to it and say, I already knew that. You ain't telling me nothing new. So hopefully what I'm about to talk about is something new for you. And the word is pension. First, I want to talk about what do you see every day when you're just out and about. So you probably see a lot of stores. And I want to let you know that these stores don't have pensions. So Walmart, nope. Amazon, Starbucks, Home Depot, whatever hotel you see, if you are self-employed, you do not have a pension. That means that you better be a very, very good saver. You better save way more than $10,000 in your retirement account if you don't want to be old and broke. Professions that have pensions. Now, these are probably people you see every day, you might even be one of them. But people who are a mailman, firefighters, police, you could be a secretary, you could be a supervisor, teachers, you could be a window clerk, bus driver, an accountant, engineer, doctor, lawyer. You can be almost anything and get a pension. The key thing is where do you find them and where do you work? So where do you work? That's easy. You have to work for the man. You got to work for the government. What government? Any government. It can be at the local, county, state, or federal level. We're talking about pensions, so I guess I need to define it. What is a pension? A pension is something that you get for working at a company that has pensions, and you work there long enough and you get to a certain age, you will get the pension. So typically you start getting your pensions in your 50s or 60s. And once you get that check every month, they don't take it away from you. And if you work for the government, they typically have a cost of living allowance built in. So just think about it. You're not working, you're getting a check, and maybe every year you can get a raise. It works sort of kind of like Social Security. And if you have a spouse and something happens to you, like very seriously, like death, your spouse can keep getting your check every month. So that can go on for decades. That's the beauty of a pension. And a pension is nothing that you have to work at. It's just given to you. So if you are a waitress at a restaurant, you're not going to get a pension. You're going to get your check. I would trade being a waitress at a restaurant for working at some government agency, especially if you really don't like your job and typically, I don't know too many government agencies where you have to stand on your feet all day. Even if you are a window clerk at the DMV, when I go there, they're always sitting down. They're getting their money every week, their paycheck. But guess what? They're getting a pension if they work there long enough. And when they get to a certain age, they can get that every month. The only con about a pension is that you won't get it if you don't work there long enough. And the key word is vested. So vested, all that means is that you got the job, you have to meet a certain amount of time, and you have to cross that amount of time. And once you do that, you're vested, and that means that you will get your pension. And you're going to get a bigger pension the longer you work there. So someone who worked at the company for 30 years, their pension is going to be bigger than someone that worked there for 15 years. All right, you're probably saying, yeah, Raymond, I hear you, but where can we find these jobs? These jobs are everywhere. So I Googled, because I don't know where you guys live, so I try to go all across the United States. So let's start on the West Coast. LA, if you work for the city of LA, they offer pensions. Chicago, they do the same. Miami, they offer pensions. City of New York, they offer pensions. And what I did, and I don't want to bore you, I actually spent some time Googling different cities, small and large, counties. I didn't do state and I didn't do federal because I know for a fact that at the state level and at the federal level, you can get pensions. But I could not find a city or county that did not offer pensions. So wherever you live, if you're not a good saver, I would really consider quitting your job, especially if you don't like it. Find a job at the government level so you won't be old and broke. And I want to leave you guys with a story. I like personal stories. And this is something that you want to do. So if you're working at a job with a pension and you trying to quit, I was working at GE, and about at the 4-year mark, I was done. I didn't want to work there anymore. And I was going to submit my resignation, and something told me, wait a minute, GE is one of the few companies that offer pensions. They don't now, but when I was working there, they did. And go to the HR website and see what's going on with the pension before I resign. Luckily, I did that because it took an extra 6 months. So I had to work there 4.5 years to be vested in the pension plan. So I put my head down. I said, all I got to do is work another 6 months. I crossed the vested threshold and I can get a pension. So I did that, and I was pretty lucky that doing that, I get $900 a month for the rest of my life. So before you quit a job and it has a pension or even a 401k, because it works the same. The word vested applies to 401k. You can get a job before. I know I'm deviating from pensions, but pensions are important. Get a job with a pension if you are not a saver. But while I'm on the topic, I got to throw in the 401k stuff. 401ks, they have vested periods, and you can have a 401k. You can be putting money in, and you can get a match. The money you put in is always yours, but you're going to have to be vested to keep the match from the company. So before you quit any company that has a 401k, go to the HR website or go to HR face to face and just, don't tell them what you're about to do, but just talk in general and say, hey, I want to educate myself on how the 401k works. When am I vested? What do I have to do? Blah, blah, blah. And it's their job to tell you. So don't get to the last 2 or 3 yards and don't cross the goal line and miss out on a whole bunch of pension money or 401k money. Hopefully this helped you. Pass this on. When you get good information, don't keep it to yourself. Spread it around. I'm Raymond, high value black man, giving you this good content. I'm out. Peace.